Yeah, I mean, as you can see, not much has changed outside of going back to the stock mirrors. I think they look good, especially with the paint matched mirror caps. It makes it look a little less modified. I'm not going for a super modified look. If you're really paying attention, you may notice that the intercooler has been upgraded. The current intercooler is much closer to the grill, but beyond that, basically everything that has been done is inside the car or underneath it. So we'll get into it. One thing to call out, I also did just put on new tires. I just went with the factory replacement, the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. Same size, same everything, just replaced them because they're good tires. You'll notice that the tire shop absolutely ravaged my wheel. I'll get a closer look at the lip here. Looks pretty rough. They also lost one of those, but I'm just gonna send them the invoice. They're really lucky that I don't care too much about these because, I mean, I guess I do care about them. Like, I don't want them to break, but scratching them up is not a big deal to me because once I get the new wheels in, I'm considering just stripping the paint off entirely and seeing what the raw metal look like, seeing how that would go. Just to try something out. If I don't like it, I'll get it powder coated bronze, but that's all in the future. We'll see what happens. Not too much, nothing really power wise, but it does impact performance a bit, at least at the limit. Some of it was just dress up. We got some of the titanium plating, some Chasing J's bits. Starting from left to right, we've got the Chasing J's washer fluid cap. I got that in the burnt titanium because I thought just adding like a little hint of color would be nice, but I'm probably going to end up going with the raw titanium. I just prefer that look. Then we have the radium coolant expansion tank, as well as the radium catch cans. I got the dual catch cans. Also got the spoon coolant reservoir cap. That's been there for a while. I also put on the spark plug cover. That's also from Chasing J's. The dipstick, the oil filler cap, that is the Spoon Sports. There is some other dress up hardware just sort of around the shrouds here and also on this plate. In the spirit of moving from left to right, we also got the Hassport motor mounts. We'll get into that a bit more later on just to talk about ride quality and everything, but it's all solid mounts. This is really the only one you can see. We've got the passenger side. It looks really nice, provides some good performance. It feels really solid. There are definitely some cons to it. And then just all around the engine bay, I put in this APR Performance carbon fiber radiator shroud. Not the greatest fitment ever. It's pretty expensive. You kind of expect a bit more, but it's in. I was actually able to get the hood closed. This Chasing J's titanium hardware honestly comes in pretty handy when trying to install something like this or, removing it because they don't break. With a ratchet and an Allen key, you're pretty much golden in getting all of that stuff out rather than breaking clips every single time. I put on the Spoon Sports Brake Master sock thing. Seeing it in the engine bay with the black and silver motif that I've been going for, I'm not really a big fan of it. Probably will just get rid of it. I thought it would be cute, and it's a little too cute. I'm not really trying to be quirky here. The PRL intake, that's always been there, and all these things sort of speak for themselves. We got the PRL strut bar with more Chasing J's titanium hardware on the struts. Yeah, and just a closer look at all of this stuff. Unfortunately, with the fitment, it does crash into the hood, so you see a bit of white paint there. It does just scrub off, but like I said, with expensive parts, you expect things to fit right, you expect it to have good instructions, and these things really don't have either of those things, unfortunately. I did have to shave down part of the air box to get this in. I don't blame them for that one. I mean, I know that most people run aftermarket intakes on these cars, but you can't force a company to cater to every other aftermarket airbox. They're just gonna cater to the factory one. And then moving over to the right, we got more just plating, really just dress up. It's nothing special. I went with the raw titanium for both of these. I think it just looks better. I don't like the showy nature of burnt titanium, at least not all the time. All right, now that I need to cool off my phone because it's 100,000 degrees outside, get a little footage with the glasses. I put in the Chasing J's license plate frame. Ignore that my license plate sticker is long past due. It's fine. Just says Chasing Jay's titanium, quality never goes out of style. And then we got the Mugen license plate bolts. Phone's still cooling off. It's probably going to take a while because it's in my pocket. But down here, you got the PRL charge pipes. Other one right down there. You got the clutch line all the way down there, which who knows if you can see it. Beyond that, really not much else in the engine bay. Things are kind of just to look pretty. That's basically where a bulk of the stuff has been done. I also do have a turbo blanket that's sitting at home. Probably not going to put that on until I have a downpipe blanket as well. I would just like to, you know, have it matching. And then just like that heat shielding down there, I think that would look silly. And I don't want to leave the downpipe just blank. Also, there is the SRS collar kit that was installed, but according to the guys who installed it, there was already a collar kit on the car. It looked like the Spoon Sports, but they were already beat to shit, so I just replaced them anyway. Honestly, can't feel too much of a difference. You gotta be like a race car driver in order to know the difference. It's just like modifying for modifying's sake at this point. The car feels really good, but with all that has been done, it sort of leads me to my conclusion of wanting to move over to coilovers, because being on the Swift Springs has just made the ride a little bit too harsh. Every pothole feels like a crater. It is just not a fun experience trying to dodge everything because you're afraid the car is gonna explode whenever you hit something. But yeah, I mean, there's really not much else to go over. Everything, I've been slowing down on modifications. I haven't been doing too much. Everything feels really good, especially the new tires. Who would have thought that the only thing really connecting you to the road would play a big role in how the car feels. It feels fast. It feels planted. It feels confident. I'll go over a little bit more about the motor mounts, because a lot of people will probably be like, oh, you ruined it, you destroyed the car. And they're allowed to, that's like okay to think. I wouldn't argue with them. I mean, I think it's a lot of fun. I think that sports cars are meant to be a little rowdy, a little bit uncomfortable. I think that it's fun, even though this is a very practical daily driver. Fucking yeah, I think you don't need to sacrifice comfort for fun, but I think that if you want to make like a really dedicated and high-performing car for yourself, I think sacrificing a little bit of comfort just comes with that. But I don't think sacrificing it entirely is necessary. So that's why I'm planning to go with some coilovers. See if that improves anything. And also having the like adjustability, the customizability is enticing to me. Any passengers I do have, which I don't have many, they are probably gonna think like, what the hell? But I have a lot of fun driving this car. I think it feels great. I haven't like felt it at its limit just yet, but it's gotten increasingly hard to find. It's just a weapon. It's so agile. It's so confidence inspiring. I don't know if I'm repeating myself right now. I couldn't imagine having anything else. I think this feels just amazing. I'm looking forward to more driving, looking forward to more modifications. Peace.